Good morning to all. I Hariti Sharma. Today I am here for sharing a lesson with you all. Firstly, I am very thankful to our respected principal ma'am and teachers who have given me chance to sharing a lesson with you all. Let's start with our poem, The Grasshopper and the Cricket, written by John Keats. A lyrical celebration of nature's everlasting music, revealing how the voices of the grasshopper in summer and the cricket in winter keep the poetry of earth alive throughout the year. Keats said that poetry of earth is alive throughout the year, whether the seasons are changing. Next, the poetry of earth is never dead. The grasshopper and the cricket is a nature sonnet. What does sonnet means? Sonnet means 14 lines poem. Sonnet by John Keats that captures a profound truth. The beauty and music of nature never truly disappear. Through these two small creatures, grasshopper and cricket, Keats reflects his deep love for nature's harmony and its endless capacity to inspire wonder. Now let's know about the poet John Keats, a romantic visionary. Romantic doesn't mean love or any other relationships. Romantic means love for nature. John Keats stands as one of the greatest romantic poets despite his tragically brief life of just 25 years. In his short lifespan, he gave us great immortal works. Next, Master of Imagery. Imagery means imagination. His poetry overflows with rich sensory imagery, profound beauty and deep emotional resonance that continues to move readers today. Keats' poetry overflows with deep emotion, imagination and sensory profound beauty. Next, nature student. Keats believed that nature serves as never-ending source of inspiration, poetry and truth, a living teacher of life's greatest lesson. Keats believed that nature gave us life's greatest lesson. Let's know about Keats' some immortal works. Though his life was short, Keats created some of English literature's most enduring masterpieces. His poem explores timeless themes of beauty, mortality, nature and the human experience. Some of his great immortal works are Ode to Nightingale, Ode on Gratianon, To Autumn, La Belle Dame sans Merci. Let's start with our poem, Summer's Voice, The Grasshopper. Stanza 1. The poetry of earth is never dead, when all the birds are faint with the hot sun and hide in cooling trees, a voice will run from hedge to hedge about the new mown meadows. That is the grasshopper. He takes the lead in summer luxury he has never done with his delights, for when tired out with fun, he rests at ease beneath some pleasant weed. The poem opens with a bold declaration that nature's poetry never dies during scorching summer season when exhausted birds seek shade and silence fall, a new voice emerges. The grasshopper takes the lead. He sings his song from moving hedge to hedge. When silence falls, revealing summer's warmth and abundance. His song filled with pure joy. Even when he feels tired from his delightful play, he simply rests at ease beneath. But the poetry of earth never stops, it continues. Let's move to next, winter song, The Cricket. The poetry of earth is ceasing never on a lone winter evening when the frost has wrought a silence from the stove there shrills the cricket's song in warmth increasing ever and seems to one in drowsiness half lost the grasshoppers among some grassy hills. Keats reminds us again, earth's poetry never ceases when winter's frost creates a blanket of silence and cold grips the world. The new musician appears from beside the warm stove. The cricket's high, clear song cuts Keats reminds us again that Earth's poetry never ceasing. When winter frost creates a blanket of silence and cold grips the world, a new musician appears from beside the warm stove. The cricket's high clear song cut through winter stillness, and as warmth increases, so does the cricket music, growing sweeter and more insistent. To someone drowsy by the fire, the cricket song looks like a grasshopper's summer drowsy melody, proving that nature's music transcends all seasons. Let's understand the language. To fully appreciate Keats' artistry, let's explore the vocabulary that brings this poem to life. Poetry of Earth, the natural music created by insects, animals, wind, and all living things, nature's own symphony. Second, faint. Faint means weak, tired, or exhausted by heat or exertion. Hedge. Hedge means a row of closely planted bushes or small trees forming a boundary. Next we have meadow, an open field of grass, often wild and full of flowers. Next, luxury. Luxury means great comfort, ease and sensory enjoyment. Next we have wrought, created, produced or brought about, often with effort. Ceasing. Ceasing means stopping, ending or coming to halt. Shrills makes high-pitched piercing sound. Delight. Delight means great pleasure, joy or happiness. Last, drowsiness, a state of pleasant sleepiness or half consciousness. Let's read the poem in brief. It is divided into three parts. First, Summer's Symphony. Second, Winter's Hymn. And last, Nature's Eternal Truth. Summer's Symphony. In hot summer days, when all the birds seek shade, the grasshopper takes lead, and moving from hedge to hedge, he sings his song joyfully and happily. When he gets tired, he takes his rest, ease beneath the plant, but the poetry of earth never ceases. Next, Winter's Hymn. As frost creates silence and cold descends, the cricket sings beside the warm stove, its voice growing stronger with the heat, echoing summer's distant melody. Next, Nature's Eternal Truth. Through these two humble insects, grasshopper and cricket, Keats reveals a profound truth. The poetry of earth continues in every season, never stopping, forever changing, yet forever constant. Next, the eternal song of nature. It is divided into four parts. First, summer's joy. Second, winter's comfort. Third, earth's voice. And fourth, unbroken music. The grasshopper celebrates warmth with boundless energy. Next, winter's comfort. The cricket offers solace beside the fire's glow. Third, Earth's voice every season contributes its unique beauty to the eternal chorus. Last, unbroken music. Nature's poetry flows continuously through all seasons. Keats beautifully shows us that the poetry of earth is alive, is eternal, unstoppable, unbreakable, and ever present. Nature is never truly silent, it simply changes its voice with the turning of seasons. Let's test your understanding. Question first, who wrote the grasshopper and the cricket? Option first, William Wordsworth. Option B, John Keats. Option C, Robert Frost. And option D, T.S. Eliot. Question second, what does the poetry of earth is never dead mean? Option A, books are always available. Option B, people always write poems. Option C, nature's music never stops. Or option D, animals never sleep. Question number third we have, which insect represents summer's music? Option A, cricket. Option B, butterfly. Option C, grasshopper. Or option D, bee. Question number fourth, Why do birds stop singing in summer? Option A, they migrate. Option B, they are tired from the heat. Option C, they are sleeping. Or option D, they are scared. Question 5th. Where does the grasshopper rest when tired? Option A, inside a tree trunk. Option B, under a pleasant weed. Option C, near a river. Or option D, on a rock. 6th. Which insect sings during winter? Option A, honeybee. Option B, ant. Option C, grasshopper. And option D, cricket. Question 7th. Where does the cricket sing in winter? Option A, near the warm stove. Option B, on a snowy branch. Option C, in the forest. And option D, inside a nest. Question number 8. To a sleepy person, the cricket song sounds like option A, a bird's chirping. Option B, the grasshopper's voice. Option C, thunder. Or option D, a flowing river. Question number 9. What is the main theme of the poem? Question A, friendship. Question B, courage. Option C, nature's everlasting music. Option D, life in the city. Question number 10th. Which is not a work by Keats? Option A, Ode to Nightingale. Option B, To Autumn. Option C, La Belle Dame Sans Mercy. Or option D, The Road Not Taken. That's for all. Thank you. Now let me take my leave.